Welcome to another episode of the Gaming Kitchen here. This is an episode that is going to focus on where everything's going to go from here on out. There has been a lot of rumbling, a lot of discussions, a lot of fighting amongst one another in the original forms and the official forms of MLB The Show. And I am going to give a comprehensive look at everything and where I'm coming from in regards to the post-patch, post-emergency, post-dire needs, post-five-fire alarm, five-code alarm patch that needed to come from SDS that was so eager to patch up. Yet, if you go in there today and you go to Stadium Creator, you will still see that most of the issues that have persisted back in March are still there today. So, where's everything at? The Stadium Creator community, if not any other community, slowly but surely starting to fracture. Starting to not take this stuff anymore. Starting to not buy the stories and the tales that are being told here with all of this, and rightfully so. I preached many a times in the past that it's not your responsibility to be a beta tester. It's not your responsibility to kneel to the developers of this game or any game like their royalty and you're a serf, and you will bow down to them, and anything they say is gospel, and anything they say is a declaration, and you're supposed to be just okay with it. There are a few in this sect, in this gaming world, and other communities who will, for lack of a better term, be bootlickers for SDS. And they will always coincide with them. They will always sympathize with them. They will always take what is called, quote unquote, the logical take of this mode here. But in actuality, they are just coming across as people who are in their own best interest, who are serving their own best interests, who are too scared to call out what has been seen as by far one of the worst public relations episodes that has ever been seen in the history of a video game being built. There is no explanation whatsoever from Joe SDS, Victor SDS, all these people as to why they released a game with a mode that has been severely broken for 3 months, 90 days, from March 14th, 2025 to June 19th. By the way, happy Juneteenth out there, folks. Out here for 3 months. I suppose I should not date this episode. I need to make it timeless. So let's go and say this is a timeless episode here. If you come back to this in 26 or 27 or 28 or whatever, fate be willing, I'll probably still be here. You will most likely agree, or you will probably see where I'm coming from as it will still be relevant. There isn't one thing that is going to be stated in this episode that is going to, I would say, go with dust as time progresses. So as we go into this month, these 30 days, 15 patches in, a whopping 9 out of 10 review from IGN and everything, we now have a community or communities that have been either A, disappointed with the way things have gone, B, let down because of the lack of response, professional response, from people who are a part of a so-called professional company that makes millions of dollars a year. And then you have people who are beginning to walk away from this game because ultimately, whether you fall on the side of caring about this Stadium Creator issue or not, it is safe to say that SDS has shown multiple times that they have no idea how to do what's right by the customer. Regardless of whether you believe it should have been passed or not, I don't care about that. That's not what we're talking about here. This is a bigger issue. There's a community here of people who literally brought PlayStations, went back to PlayStations, gravitated back to a PlayStation because of the fact of MLB The Show. Because the option of MLB 2K was not good. Just call it like it is. It was trash. Most people flocked back to PlayStation for that. And ever since people did that to this point here, there has been a blatant disregard of respect to the customers who paid money, who worked hard to buy this game, to support this company, to the respecting of your intelligence. Because SDS believes that you haven't been paying attention for the past 3 months to see that there are modes and features that don't work. But most importantly, a feature to where this was brought to the attention of all the devs, and they made an emergency decision to quickly patch this thing because of how detrimental it was to online mode. And then I will say this as a response. You know what else is detrimental to online mode? Your stuff not being named right. Templates here that need to be deleted and you can't delete them. That hasn't been fixed. None of this stuff has been fixed at all. So when you're a consumer and you sit up here and you look at the fact that there has been this revolutionary discovery amongst people who have been asking for the same thing for 4 years, all of a sudden see that once it is discovered, actions are quickly taken in a mode, on a mode, to where if it wasn't that, you are still stuck with things looking the same exact way. Not just 1 month, not just 1 day, not just 1 week, a whole single game cycle. And be it to their either ignorance or to their lack of professionalism, to their arrogance, to their hubris, to whatever possesses them to believe that they are above the reproach, above the ability of accountability, will continue on to not say anything to a community in which they themselves feel like they don't owe anything to. So patch 15 has created a I would say, not an unexpected response. I would say it has created the response that is been boiling over for, I would say, 4 years now. And the way they approached it and the way they took it and all these things are fine. To the people who never played this thing, this modified behind the foul line type of thing, I implore you and encourage you to take one of these ballparks that have been modified, and I want you to either go to practice mode and I want you to go to exhibition mode. And I want you to see what this impacts in there. I don't want you to take people's word for it who've never done it or too scared to try it. I want you to go and try it for yourself and see what it interrupts and see what it crashes. I want you to see that. I want you to see for yourself all of this stuff in which SDS has neglected to listen to you. It's not about the glitch. It's not about the exploit. I want to be clear here when I say what I say here. It's not about the glitch. It's not about the exploit. You're going to have to patch whatever you're going to have to patch. I have no problem with that. I could care less. My problem with you, SDS, is you and the way you move and your practices. They're all flawed. They're all immature. And they're all pedantic. And they're all unprofessional. And they're all alienating. Because this right here was a very simple process you guys could have done and you could have related to. But you chose not to. You also chose to not tell people that you have allowed head-to-head now an online mode to have ballparks on, which led to you guys ripping and running up and down the hallways to patch this thing and fix it up. And like, again, I don't care what side you land on. This is my channel. I'm going to give my experience, not opinion, experience about why I feel the way I feel about this stuff. Because I've been building ballparks for roughly 4 years. I was the one sending wish lists and asking and never hearing anything back. And it is evident that these people know that people have been clamoring for this mode to be fully customizable, and they have done remotely nothing to change this mode, except make the mode and the feature worse every single year, day in and day out. So to preface all that, get all that out the way, I'd like to say, personally, I started going back to MLB The Show 24, which was surprising and refreshing how it felt to build a ballpark there. Just build a ballpark. I've never felt so free than I have when I re-downloaded that game and started using Stadium Creator for it. And then I come back here and I see this cesspool that SDS put together here, and how they have sat up here for 3 months with no intentions whatsoever of fixing this game, with no intentions of explaining why this shows up on the diamond. They have no intentions of explaining why, when this game was first released, why there were weird accumulations of memory with you changing fence textures, of you changing batter's eyes, of you doing all these things. This game has been broken since day one, but they would like to convince you that one patch fixed a mode and a feature that needed to be fixed. Not because of Stadium Creator's sake, but much like I said before, their priorities being online. Diamond Dynasty, head-to-head, Battle Royale, whatever other modes that they come up with, that was their priority. So now that that's all been prefaced and warmed up, I want to show you guys this part right here, about why this is starting to fracture and starting to, I would say, be the necessary powder keg in which I talked about a long time ago that needs to explode. It needs to divide the fan base. It needs to send people going their own way. Ultimately, to people like Arch and myself to not return back next year. And walk away from this abomination of a fan base that has been polite, kind, nice, sincere, and spoke all manners of platitudes about a company that did not deserve it, because they are ultimately doing everything in their power to mess up any good graces they have with them. So, much like I said in the previous video, if you ever take a trolley to, let's see, the other community forum known as SDS, I've always said I stay away from it. I don't participate in it. I think it's a negative cesspool. I think it is, after my experience with it, a place where you go and you talk to a brick wall. And you talk to people who are very angry and hurt because SDS has proven to blatantly ignore any request whatsoever to fix this mode, to make this mode the desirable mode that it needed to be. And then you have people who are pacifiers and people who are apologists who will sit up here and tell you that you should be satisfied and thankful that SDS made this mode the way that it is, even though they haven't played this game for 4 years. So it gets interesting. I'm going to start around, I would say 3 days ago. And ultimately up until you get Victor's reply here. So I talked about Maddie before, and I had a discussion with Maddie, and I just Maddie But Games. I'm going to talk about Maddie But Games real quick to address this situation. I said a long time ago, Maddie to me sounded like a person who really enjoys loving to hear themselves talk. They love being a perpetual victim. They love being a perpetual sacrificial lamb. They think of themselves in a high importance that in which no one else does. So In a way, Matty But Games unleashed this Pandora's box of discovering this customization behind the foul poles. Again, no one knows how to do any of this stuff. Much like with the batter's eye glitch, no one who have been playing this game for over 4 years knows how to unlock any of this stuff. I have been playing this game here since 2021 when it comes to Stadium Creator. Before then, much longer than that. I am here to tell you, I have never found a way on a console game to figure out how to unlock either a batter's eye or to unlock lines behind the foul poles. This dude did. This woman did. Whoever this person is did. Same way how a certain individual found the batter's eye glitch. No one who regularly plays this game discovers that stuff. You have to literally know what you're doing in order to find it. To just happen to stumble upon this doesn't make any sense. Never made any sense. Because if you play games, you got to know that there's two types of minds that play games. They're your regular people who just pop the disc in, play the game, do what they need to do, get out. And then there's people who go and know what to look for to exploit the game. Okay? This situation is that. You have a group of people who are discovering things in this game, but then he wanted to, or she, or they, or wherever they are, wanted to keep it to themselves. Again, I say if you wish to keep something to yourself, the last place you would want to go is online to explain it. That's your stupidity. Matty But Games, if you ever see this video, if you ever do, fine, so be it. But I want you to know something. That's your problem. You unleashed this because you wanted to be important. You were karma farming on Reddit. You were like farming on the forums. You found something, and I use that in quotes, found something that blew everything up. And to be honest with you, it's not you unleashing something and being sorry that you've ever unleashed it. It's you basically playing a role in all of us understanding, not being shocked or surprised, but basically confirming what we had known all along. The SDS has the capabilities to make a fully customizable Stadium Creator mode that is void of flaws, glitches, and errors, yet they choose to keep this thing the same exact way because it is a low-tier priority on their list of unnecessary shit that they have to put out every single year. And if it doesn't impact SDS, and if it doesn't impact multiplayer, and if it doesn't impact head-to-head or Diamond Dynasty, they don't care about it. They'll get to it when they get to it. At this point, them getting to it means either 4 years later or never. That's all what you did. So you were going to karma farm it. You were going to get likes. You were going to get dozens of people messaging you, asking you and say, how do you unlock this? How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? Bro, you knew what you were doing. But thankfully, you allowed this to occur. You are the catalyst to all of this. And to that I say thank you. You served your purpose well. So anyway, going back to this forum, here we go with this, is that the SC community has found a way to make Stadium different and theirs. This is from Dinger Dan 19. And this is right here what made me want to accuse Matty of being either covert with SDS or something. Because their responses to all of this seemed a lot like HR. And I'm like, first of all, there's not many people who know how to find exploits in a game. You have to be very talented, know what to look for. I don't think you just accidentally stumble across something, you click something, you move a button or a joystick a certain way, and it does it. No, you worked hard to find that exploit. And you discovered it. Now, if you didn't want it out, you shouldn't have shared it online. That's your stupidity. And if you don't get that, then I just don't know what to tell you. So they wrote it was a bug, a glitch. SDS ignoring it, so 10 people online are happy. It's not good business practice. I would wager more than 3/4 of the player base for this game does not check these forums, yet their experience matters all the same. It's not a crime to fix a broken aspect of the video game, no matter how beneficial it may seem on the surface. There are people at SDS who get paid and are hired for just this. It was a broken and exploited aspect of the game, plain and simple. They wanted to make sure the game runs smoothly as it can, and editing the baseline walls can impact that greatly. It sucks, but SDS had no other choice. But hey, nice to know SDS does check the request ticket they are sent. Smiley face. So again, Maddie comes off very snarky, very arrogant, very full of themselves, and all those types of things. But you know what? The cat's out the bag. It's okay now. It's like what Lutheran said in Andor. It's like the rebellion's not here. It's flown away. You'll have a whole galaxy to be disgusted by. It's too late. And Dingo Dan's going to say that SC community found a way to make the stadium different than theirs. I saw it. Most people didn't exploit it. Just made a different stadium, which is something the SC community wants to do. So telling people to touch grass and insulting them over how frustrated they are is messed up, bro. Look at the other topics here. They badly just want to be creative with SC Maker, and it was taken away from them, they feel.